words.
His Excellency, Mr. Sergei Kotlyar, the Acting Consul General of Russia in Mumbai, my dear friends, respected Mr. Ranbir Kapoor, Mrs. Ksenia Rybinkina, Mr. Rishi Kapoor, Mr. Ranbir Kapoor, Svetlana Roshenko, respected Mr. Prana Bashar, the director of Enlightened Film Society, the co-organizer of our tonight's function, dear friends. On behalf of His Excellency, born in Peshawar, British India, he became one of the greatest film stars of India, producer and film director. His film won the heads of Russian people. I may say that Raj Kapoor was the first cultural ambassador of India to Russia. It will give me, I will give you one example. When Raj Kapoor left cinema theater in Moscow and sat down in the car, one of the best partner of Ksenia is Mr. Rishi Kapoor. One more our guest is famous Russian and Ukrainian film director, the author of documentary film about Raj Kapoor, Mrs. Svetlana Roshenko. Our special love and respect we give to our friend, the great actor and film director, attentive son and father, the head of Kapoor's family, the member of jury of 38th Moscow International Film Festival, and I may say my personal friend, Mr. Ranbir Kapoor. He himself is great.
Before we proceed further, I would like to announce that today, before we begin the film, there is something special which is going to happen here. The film was actually 4 hours long, which was intended by Mr. Raj Kapoor. But it was edited, and the current version which we see right now is the 3-hour version, which is already available everywhere on home video, on television, which you see. But with the help of our friends at Shimaru, they will be bringing out a 4-hour original director's cut version very soon. And you are going to see the trailer of it before we begin the film today. That is going to be one of the most, that is going to be one of the highlights of this event, and I'm eagerly waiting to see that, because there is so much one has to follow in terms of the length. There is also going to be a special dance performance by Rohan Panse, who is here with us. That will be after the discussion we'll have right now. And going forward, I would like Ms. Ksenia to say a few words. Tell us about your journey, and we would love to know, because everybody is here especially for you, ma'am. Hello.
Знаете, мне очень повезло.
You know, I'm very lucky woman.
Потому что работать с артистом такой величины, не каждому, даже известному и хорошему артисту, не каждому приходит такое счастье.
Because very rarely you can receive such opportunity to work together with great artists like Raj Kapoor was.
Я была совсем молодая, и я была балерина. Я не думала, что моя жизнь сложится так, что я буду артисткой.
I have never thought that my life will give me opportunity to be actress.
все получилось случайно.
It happened suddenly.
Ну, для меня это поворотный момент в моей жизни.
For me, it is a point of no return in my life.
Потому что, несмотря на то, что я продолжала, после того, как был снят фильм, я продолжала работать в Большом театре.
Of course, I continue to work in Большой театр as ballerina.
Но работа с Раджем Капуром, с великим артистом и великим режиссером, перевернула у меня что-то в голове. И мне захотелось быть актрисой. После этого я уже не представляла.
But the job, the work together with Raj Kapoor completely turned my life. And after that period, I decided to be an actress.
Тем не менее, я продолжала еще танцевать достаточно долго. Соединять профессию балерины и профессию актрисы невозможно.
I continued to dance very long time, but very difficult to join two professions, to be ballerina and to be actress.
И поэтому я начала работать как актриса уже после того, как закончила танцевать.
That's why after stopping dancing, I decided and I started to be only actress.
Да. Ну вот, с тех пор у меня еще 13 фильмов.
After that, I managed to shoot 13 films.
Один из них, в одном из них я была партнершей.
I was a partner of Rishi Kapoor.
И это было большой радостью для меня.
It was a great joy for me.
Потому что я приехала в Индию для
Because I again visited India for that.
Ну вот теперь я здесь.
And now I'm again here.
И скоро мы уедем.
But unfortunately, very soon I have to leave.
И я хочу только сказать еще такую вещь. Как это прекрасно, что есть семья Раджа Капура.
How it is beautiful that there is a family of Raj Kapoor.
И как замечательно, что мы продолжаем дружить и продолжаем сотрудничать.
How beautiful that we continue our friendship and our cooperation.
И вот сейчас мы вспоминали, сколько раз мы встречались. Мы встречались этим летом.
Just now we have remembered how many times we have seen each other. This summer I met Mr. Ranbir Kapoor.
И я надеюсь, что мы будем продолжать встречаться здесь или в Москве.
And I hope we will continue to see each other here in India and in Moscow, in Russia.
И огромное спасибо семье за
Thank
то,
you
что,
so much
за
to
то,
the
что
family
эта
of
дружба продолжается. Нам это
for
очень
continue
важно.
this friendship. For us it is so very, very important. Thank you.
It didn't do very well at the box office, and now that it has become one of the most successful films, or it's considered the most important classic your father made. Could you tell us that during that time, what was the family going through? What were you going through at that point of time? Because it was mounted on such a huge budget. It was a magnum opus, which is, there are very few films which don't work during their time, but right now the kind of status it has, there are very few films in the world which bounce back with time. So could you tell us the journey of this film in terms of its perception, and how you, as being so integral to the family, has seen the ups and downs of this film, the ups and ups actually, from the time it actually released?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy birthday to Sri Raj Kapoor and to all of you. To all of us lovers of Raj Kapoor, that is on your special. Well, answering your question, I think, according to me, Mr. Raj Kapoor was far ahead of his times with the cinema that he made. And I think Mera Naam Joker was a misunderstood film. In India, a joker means a funny man. Either he's fat, or he's thin, or he's short, or he's tall, he stammers. We even laugh at people stammering. Where we have very, very curious sense of humor. Whereas in the Western world, clown is supposed to entertain people even if he is sad. If you see Mera Naam Joker, the Joker's mother was dying, but he was still singing and entertaining the audience. The Joker's mother, Achla Sajdev, even tells Joker that when your father fell down and people thought this was a new act and people were clapping, whereas the world was, I was crying because he was dead. So I think earlier people were disappointed that Mera Naam Joker was not a comedy film. It was not making us laugh. And it was basically a very philosophical and a lyrical film made by Mr. Raj Kapoor, which fortunately today, and Mr. Raj Kapoor was very happy that people understand that kind of cinema in today's times. And today it is appreciated to a great deal.
It's an epic today. It's one of the biggest epics.
I would also like to share a secret with you and you enlightened audience here, that there was a gentleman who was instrumental in reducing the length of Mera Naam Joker. There is my friend there, Professor J.P. Choksi, who convinced Mr. Raj Kapoor, he convinced Mr. Raj Kapoor to make an abridged version of the picture. And I think somewhere upstairs, Raj Kapoor, or he might be sitting amongst us here, celebrating his birthday. He must be very happy to meet Rebekina. It's one of his favorite things. And Mr. Rishi Kapoor, who has worked with him in Mera Naam Joker, was very happy that the film is a highly honored and celebrated film today. And I want to share with you that it is one of the biggest profit points in my organization today. Awesome. Thank you, Dad, and thank you to all of you.
The next question is to you, Rishi. Rishi, you were very young when you started working on this film, and while at that particular age, certain decisions you take, certain things which are told to you stay with you throughout your life, and that mold your life in a certain direction. What were those 2 or 3 things which might have happened on the sets of Mera Naam Joker, which could have, of course there might have been many numerable things, but what were those impact points which you think could have molded your career or molded you as an actor that you are today?
Good evening, everybody. Before that question, I must narrate an anecdote. मैं हिंदी में बोलूँ अंग्रेजी में बोलूँ हिंदी में बोलूँ जब मेरा नाम जोकर की कास्टिंग चल रही थी तो एक रात राज कपूर साहब, मेरी माता जी और मैं खाना खा रहे थे टेबल पर, तो वहाँ राज कपूर साहब ने should I speak in English? In there, my father Raj Kapoor asked my mother that does he have the permission to cast me as a young Joker? So my mother said to him, as long as it doesn't interfere in his studies, I don't think there should be a problem. Now, what is happening here is that when I'm hearing this, I am very excited inside that I'm going to become an actor, but I'm normally just casually eating my food. I don't show any reaction to my parents, as if it's not a big thing happening for me. So my father and mother were discussing, studies should not be hampered with schools, and especially when I was in a Jesuit school. They're very strict about, child labor when I was in school. So that had to be looked into also. So there and then it was decided that I would play the young Joker. By then I had finished dinner and I excused myself and I went to my room. I went to my study table. I opened a drawer and took out a foolscap sheet and just then started practicing my autograph. So that was the impact of Mera Naam Joker for me. I was about all of 15 or 16 at that point of time. But whatever you've seen in Joker, whatever yielded from Joker as a national award for a young child actor was only because of Mr. Raj Kapoor. I did not know A, B, C, D of acting. He just showed me what to do and I just copied him. You can say that I was a good copycat. So I just did whatever he showed me, I did. That's it. Nothing more than nothing beyond that. And all the credit, all that is his. Whatever award, whichever recognition I got was only because of Mr. Raj Kapoor. There you build your own experience of your life, you bank them, then you work on further. But I must just say that if Papa's around here, he knows that I say it in every forum, in every event, on every platform, that whatever it was in Mera Naam Joker, whichever it may be, was only because of Raj Kapoor. We both were two newcomers in that film. She was a newcomer and I was also a newcomer. And I think Raj Kapoor molded us in a very fine manner, and that was Mera Naam Joker. Thank you.
Sir, I would request you to say a few words about your experiences.
Namaste, good evening. My experience is, according to me, Mera Naam Joker is definitely one of my father's best piece of work. And yes, I had the opportunity of working with him as an assistant, then as an actor. But I would definitely say that even today, I must have seen Mera Naam Joker nothing less than 200 to 300 times. And whenever the movie has got so much of prophecy, so much of depth, that whenever one wants to feel happy or one is sad or whatever one wants to get out of one's own mind, I put on the film and I watch it and I forget the whole world around me. So I feel, and Mera Naam Joker will live. It'll be an immortal experience ever for anybody to see the picture again. God bless Dad. God bless his soul, and I'm sure, like everybody said, he's around here. And we're very, very happy to have you here with us. And thank you very much, and please do come again and again and again. Thank you. Thank you all of
you. So now, as the flow of the event goes, we'll have Ms. Svetlana speak about her experiences of the documentary she has worked on Mr. Raj Kapoor.
Здравствуйте, очень рада всех видеть. Мне очень приятно, что я в Индии. День рождения Раджа Капура, это большая честь
Glad to
для
be
меня.
in India and day of birthday of Raj Kapoor.
Я счастлива, что сыновья Раджа Капура сегодня присутствуют, и
Happy that his sons are here.
я имею возможность их всех увидеть.
I have opportunity to look at them.
Радж Капур был явлением, великим явлением в индийском кинематографе и в мировом кинематографе.
Raj Kapoor is a great event in Indian cinematography and world cinematography as well.
И то влияние, которое он оказал на советских зрителей, было самым большим, по моему мнению, которое вообще мог оказать иностранный актер на
His influence on Soviet watchers and Soviet visitors of cinema was absolutely unbelievable. Very great.
Фильмы Раджа Капура были любимыми фильмами поколения моих родителей. И не только поколения моих родителей, но и мое поколение, и уже наши дети очень любят фильмы Раджа Капура.
All the films of Raj Kapoor are the favorite films not only generation of my parents, but also my generation and generation of my children.
Поэтому снять документальный фильм о Радже Капуре была идея, которая...
That's why I've decided to shoot the documentary film about Raj Kapoor.
Это было естественно.
It was absolutely natural
Снять фильм об этом
to
великом
shoot the
актере.
film about great actor and great film director.
В фильме приняли участие друзья Раджа Капура и мадам Ксения Рябинкина, которая единственной в мире посчастливилась сняться в фильме великого режиссера.
Svetlana said that Mrs. Rybinkina is unique lady who is happy shoot together with Raj Kapoor.
Также в нашем фильме приняли участие очень известные советские актеры, которые были знакомы с Раджем
A
Капуром.
lot of famous Russian Soviet actors who knew Raj Kapoor also took part in this shooting.
Также в нашем фильме принял участие профессор Рыбаков, который был переводчиком, другом Раджа Капура, и он также снялся в маленькой роли в фильме «Мэра Раджа».
And also one more gentleman, Professor Rybakov, who was a friend of Raj Kapoor, who is a translator of him. And also he had a small role in the main Joker. He also participant of our documentary film.
В прошлом году документальный фильм о Радже Капуре был показан в Индии, на родине Раджа Капура, и это очень большая честь для меня.
Last year we demonstrated this documentary film in India, in the place of Raj Kapoor, and it is a big honor for me.
Я буду очень рада, если наш фильм о выдающемся индийском актере и режиссере Радже Капуре будут показывать в Индии как можно чаще.
I will be happy if you will have opportunity to watch our films about Raj Kapoor more often. Thank you.
I'm very thankful for all of you to come here and grace this occasion. And I would like the entire audience to wish Raj Kapoor on his birthday today, all together, all at once. When I say 1, 2, and 3, we'll say happy birthday together. 1, 2, and 3. Happy birthday to you. I would now request the DVDs to be presented to
दादा क्या कर रहे हो?
So now, before closing the discussion, I would like to know if anybody has any questions they would like to ask, or should we go into the screening directly? Anybody with a question? Yeah.
Sir, I'd like to know if Mr. Raj Kapoor actually at home, was so philosophical, or did he give you advice, or did he talk about life like we see in his films?
Who was this question directed to?
To anybody, to any of the sons.
Mr. Raj Kapoor only spoke about cinema and nothing else.
And his own cinema.
And his own cinema. He's the only man in the world who was not bothered about anybody else as his film. He did not see left, he does not see right. He was concerned about the films that he was making. He only spoke about what Rabinkina was doing and what is my shot tomorrow and what is going to happen day after tomorrow, or what I'm going to do with Rishi tomorrow and what I'm going to shoot with him tomorrow and what a great film I'm making. He was only concerned with himself, and he only spoke about cinema and his films.
And let me further elaborate on that also. There was a movie which Rishi had done, Prem Rogue.
and I was an assistant. And I was a very big part when he was creating this scene, like what Ranbir just said. It's a fact. There's a scene in a movie where Nanda tells Padmini Kolhapure when she's broken down, is so talking about her love and her passion for Rishi in the film, her lover. सोते जागते उठते बैठते देव 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 ये प्यार नहीं तो और क्या है? He was this. सोते जागते उठते सिनेमा 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 ये प्यार और पैशन नहीं है तो क्या है? And only his cinema. We were not concerned about anybody else. Yes, nobody else. He didn't even know what they were doing. But this scene was created by his own self. Okay, actually this is me, and that's how the scene came. Obsession, passion.
Just one more question. Oh, there are many hands rising up. Yeah, okay.
My question is for Mr. Rishi or Mr. Ranbir. Basically, what I imbibed after watching the film was that about the role of an entertainer, no matter how large the inside turmoil is, the job of an entertainer is always to entertain the audience. So I want to ask you, how do both of you as actors deal with that when you have to face the camera and you're going through an inside turmoil? So how do you manage to pull off the scene?
There's no relevance to Raj Kapoor and his film. It's a general question. I think we should take this question offline. We're taking only on Raj Kapoor right now.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question for Mr. Yabinkina. В 70-м году как вы себя чувствовали, когда вы узнали в тех моментах, что вы будете фильм с Радж Капуром? Как вы себя чувствовали?
What was your feeling?
Yeah. How did you feel when you knew at that exact moment in 1970 that you're going to be in a film with the legend himself?
I was very happy.
I was young, and I think I didn't understand very good what happened with me. I was only very happy. It was very, it was like some
Dream.
dream.
That's it. That's it for
That's
today.
it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No problem.
सर एक साथ में पिक्चर बुक हाँ सीडी सर वो लाइट कम करो ये ठीक है
अब शो अस टीवी दादा खाली घ्या ना दादा खाली 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 फ्लॅश खाली पार्टी 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 नाने मागे बॅग ठेवले आणि काय
Yes. Okay.
आप लोग आ जाओ, ये कोई
बैग उठेले
थैंक यू. Yes.
पीछे पीछे चलो चलो वीडियो आ रहा है
Please come.
बंद कर दो, लाइट बंद कर दो।
आप लोग हट जाएंगे अभी तक कुछ देखना है। कितने लोग चीना में हो गया ना, मिल गया क्या?
Yes, 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 yes. Okay. I'm having a drink for Will you fix up with MLT? Another means MLT. She also does. Olga. Please bring her. Will you fix up with them?
Далеко не уходите. Как поесть? А я, например,
दूर से
इनको पुराना प्रिंट मिला होगा, उसमें से इंटरनेट बना लिया।
फोटो वाला फोन मार लो, फोटो मिल जाएगा।
चलो अच्छा पीछे आ जा, पीछे आएंगे, पीछे आएंगे।
छाप देना मत करना।
नहीं होगा भाई। हेलो। कल भी नहीं जाइए, कल नहीं I told you, can you call me after you?
Chalo, Vijay. Chalo, no. Same here.